Shalom and welcome to Tzimtzum Torah. This year is entitled, How do Minyanim Take the Torah Outside for Kriyat Torah? During the crisis, various approaches to reading the Sefer Torah. Some don't have a ton of minyan at all. Some have on a porch, where one family will read from the porch, and that person will get all the aliyot, or they'll have aliyot given out to different porches. We discussed this in a previous year. And others go ahead and bring the Torah downstairs. The question is, can we move the Torah around like that? So from the Shulchan Aruch down to Halacha today is a very extreme difference. And the Shulchan Aruch writes at the end of Kuf Lamed Hein Orach Chaim, you can't take a Torah out even to bring it to people who are stuck in jail. Many times over the years, people are in jail for no good reason, just anti-Semitism, and they want to bring them the Torah. And Shulchan says, no, you can't. But they're stuck. It's not their fault. I understand. When a person goes and says, I don't want to go to Shul, I don't want to go to the Torah, and the Torah comes to me. It's a zilzul. You go to the Torah doesn't come to you. But here people are stuck. It's a classic case of unas. It's not their fault. It's not their choice. And Shulchan Aruch still says you can't. Wow, so that's pretty serious. So if that's the case, how do we go ahead and bring the Torahs outside nowadays? The Shulchan Aruch says even the case of unas, where it's not your fault. People stuck in jail. Someone's sick. Seems like it doesn't differentiate. So the fact is, Mishnah Berurah, after reading Mishnah Berurah and the Chafetz Ber Halacha on the topic, there's a lot of leniencies here, many. Number one, this is the sheet of the Mordechai, and some say the Mordechai, the Ber Halacha says only men held this way when there's 2, 3, 4, 5 people in the jail. So when there's not a million of people in jail, there may not even be an obligation in Kriyat Torah. Many say the obligation in Kriyat Torah is not like Megillah, that each one of us has an obligation. Kriyat Torah, according to many, is when there's a halacha of the tzibur, but there is no tzibur, there's no million in jail. So that's when the Shulchan Aruch says for 2, 3 people, 6 people, you don't go ahead and bring another 4 or 5 people and the Torah, so then they have a mitzvah Kriyat Torah. There's no mitzvah, so just leave it as is. But if there were 10 in the jail, then even the Mordechai would say, yes, bring the Torah to the jail, because for a million of people, then even the Mordechai would agree it's fine. So that's one important leniency. So here we have a million of people outside. So then you don't have a problem. Number two, the Ozarua holds that anus, when someone is an anus, even less than a million, less than 10 people, when you're an anus, it's not your fault, you're stuck, then you're allowed to bring the Torah out. And he disagrees with the Mordechai that says even anus may not be a permit. So now we have a second halacha that the Or Zarua, and many poskim can follow him, maintain that when it's anus, it's not your fault and you're stuck, you can move the Torah to the people, because there's no statement saying, well, I don't want to go to the Torah could come to me. No, I can't go to the Torah. Number three, some shittas say that even if there's not a lot of room for leniency for onus, when an individual's onus is stuck, or when a tzibur minyan is stuck, when the whole tzibur is stuck, like now, the tzibur cannot go into the shul. Some tshuvas brought down where there was a heating issue and they couldn't heat up the shul. No one, the whole community was stuck, couldn't go to the shul. Here the whole world is stuck, cannot go to the shul. So that's a different level of onus, where it's an onus on the whole community, the whole Klal Yisrael. So not going to the Torah is not to be saying, oh, I don't want to go to the Torah. No one could go into the shul to the Torah. Then finally, the Mishnah Berurah says that even when you cannot bring the Torah out to the people, if you set it up beforehand, before the minyan, then there might be there's more room for leniency. Now, the Ramah says, a couple of days before. Some say even if you set it up before the minyan begins, you bring the Torah out. The minyan starts 7:30, you're after 7:15, the Torah's on the table, it's set up nicely in a mechubad way. That's a fourth approach as well. So it might seem from the beginning a very serious violation of the Shulchan Aruch. You see the 4 different leniencies, there's a lot more room to play around with. And of course, each group, each park, should talk to that posik about what to do. Shalom.